Hi, friends, and welcome back in. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday, everybody. God bless each and every one of you. I hope you guys are having a beautiful day and an awesome long 3 day weekend for Labor Day. Whatever you guys are doing, I hope you're getting some rest, relaxing. Are you enjoying some festivities, just vegging, doing projects? What you guys doing? Whatever it is, I hope you guys are enjoying your extended weekend. I know a lot of people are doing weddings this weekend. Quite a few people I know. We're talking about some weddings this weekend. Interesting, around Labor Day. But I do know September is the busiest month for weddings. I think so. It used to be. I don't know. I haven't done a lot of wedding jewelry in quite a few years. I used to, actually, guys. Random thought number 9. Yeah, I used to do that years ago, make bridal jewelry, bridal party jewelry. Probably about 14 years ago, 12, 14 years ago. And I kind of haven't tuned in since then. But I do think once upon a time I used to feel like that was a thing. Septembers are the busiest month for weddings. Anyway, so what you guys up to? I hope you guys are having an awesome day, like I said, and welcome back to my mat. Let's do a fun project for neon nights, hot days, and neon nights. My August sparkle bag, hot days and neon nights. This is where we're going, my lovies. Let me zoom you in and talk you around my project today. I hope that you guys will enjoy this and you are inspired. Friends, this cool love knot link that we got. I love this link. Love it. And I think you got about I don't know, 4 or something in the bag of these love knot links. Now you could definitely do several. I almost did, but these are a little weighty and I wanted to save a couple for some earrings. But anyway, I've got a love knot link in the middle and we're just going to do some components. And then I'm using some closed jump rings to link my components on this link bracelet. And then I'm doing a wire wrapped loop on some pretty little dangles in between. This ought to be really pretty. I'm going to use a magnetic clasp. Now, what I'm using from the bag for hot days and neon nights, if I can get it right, is I am using these gorgeous lava rocks. These are insane. Those are those 8mm lava rocks. I did hug them with a bead cap because I felt like the lava deserved a hug. So that's what happened there. And then I did hug my Imperial Jasper. Stunning. And you guys, these hot pink beads and these Mediterranean blue frosted rounds that were in the bag, they go with that Imperial Jasper perfection. It's almost perfection. It's just absolutely beautiful. That whole strand of Jasper was stunning. And those work well. So that's what I'm using, is those 4mm hot pinks over here with the 6mm frosted round Mediterranean blue, and then the metallic 6mm rounds. Those beautiful peacock metallic rainbow AB 6mm rondelles. And then I've got my closed jump rings. Now, the reason I chose these is because they are kind of like a rope, and I thought they looked really cool with the love knot. I am going to use the magnetic clasp. So I've got a little magnetic clasp. I did add a jump ring already, a 6mm, to my magnetic clasp. And then I'm going to use a couple of stainless steel ball and head pins for our wire wrapped dangles. And that's what we're up to, friends. So why don't we get busy making a beautiful bracelet, shall we? My friends, I am going to be using, of course, some good cutters because I've got the stainless steel going on today. So I'm going to use some good cutters for that. We are going to use the 1.5mm one-step looper. Really great tool to have in your arsenal when you're doing a lot of components. It helps the fatigue on the wrist. I will be using some chain nose pliers and then, which apparently have been being used and need a little bit of, I don't know, maybe a disinfectant wipe, anybody? I just looked at those going, oh my God, I use them so much. And we'll use them round nose pliers, my friends. You can also use a 6-step bail making if you want in place, or just your regular round nose. I have my round nose out to make my wire wrap loops. Also, sometimes one-step looper gets a little fussy. And if I need to help my loop along, we've got those. So some standard tools, my friends. So this is what I've done so far. I have a link here. I've got the lava rocks on either side. There's just one. And the love knot, a link in the middle. And then I have a run of 3 of my Imperial Jasper. And now I have another closed ring on either side. So we need to do 2 more components here, I believe. And then we'll do 2 more dangles. And we'll wrap it up. Now I am going to use I'm using 22 gauge wire. So that's what I'm using here for my links. So I'm just warming it up, straightening it out. And we'll go ahead and let's make our link for this side first. So I'm going to work right off my spool here. I am going to put my wire right in that 1-step looper. Now, you do not have to go through the hole on the other side of your 1-step looper when you are starting out, because it does waste a little bit of wire if you don't want to waste not want not like me. When you're starting that first loop, I tend to just kind of go about like that. I don't exit it through the exit point hole over here. It just helps to reserve some of my wire. So I'm just going to put that in there. And I'm going to go ahead and make a loop. And kick that back a little bit. And then I will open and remove. And then I'm going to go ahead and just trim. Probably about a 1.5, around a 1.5, 2-inch piece or something like that. We don't need that much. And now I am going to feed on I'm going to use now 2 of my Imperial Jasper. I'm going to do 2. On the outsides here, I'm not going to use any bead caps like I did in the centers. So all of these have bead caps. I'm going to do the ends without bead caps. Now, I think I just changed my mind. We're going to go on this side first because I'm not sure for my length. So for my length, I don't know how many of these. I'm going to need just 2 or 3 or 4 of these beads on this side. So I'm going to do this side first with 2 of my Jasper. And what I'm going to do to make my other loop over here with the 1-step looper, friends, is I like to make sure my loops are going the same way on a project like this. So I'm going to make sure that the opening of my loop is on the top here when I insert this in my 1-step looper now for my second loop. And I do need to put that through the exit hole there. And then I'm going to kind of hold this. So therefore, when this makes this loop, they're going to be facing, the opening is going to be facing away from me, the same direction on both sides. So we'll just put it right up against our bead, but be really careful to not crack our bead. And then we will kick that back, remove the plier and the wire, easy breezy. And the reason, friends, that I am doing that, making sure my loops are going the same direction, is because as I am putting my bracelet together, I am making sure that all my loops are facing down towards my mat, right? So then when I wear my bracelet on my skin, all my loops will be facing down. So I don't have to fuss with that in the future. So let's go ahead, and all we're going to do now is pop those loops open. And I'm going to add that there to that closed rope jump ring. And again, making sure my loops are going the same direction. So that is facing down. So let me make sure that goes on that way. So my loop is facing the same way as all the other loops, and then we'll just close that up. These rope jump rings I'm using here, friends, they are I believe, a 10 millimeter. Oops, just picked it up and put it on the wrong way. I think these are a 10 millimeter. You can use any size. And we'll just make sure that loop is nice and closed there. Okay, so all my loops are facing down. Okay, so now we are going to flip it this way, and we're going to do a wire wrap loop here on this link. And so I'm just going to use a ball and head pin, like I said, and my metallic 6 millimeter rounds, and we'll just do a standard wire wrap loop here. And these are stainless steel, so they're really sturdy. I didn't have to do a wire wrap with it if I didn't want to, because they're stainless steel head pins, but I just felt like it's what I wanted to do. But they are a little more challenging to work with. And then I'm gonna make sure my loops are all, or my dangles are all on my little ring loops the same. Now, if you wanted, you could stagger. You can go one here and one over here. You know, you could do it that way too. Have some fun with it. So I'm just gonna pop that on that closed jump ring and let that fall in the loop there, and then we'll close the door and wire wrap that closed. And then we'll trim and tuck. Trim and tuck, anybody? Trim and tuck. I hope you guys caught my video yesterday. I did a show and tell Saturday, finally, you guys. I did make quite a few announcements. If you did not catch that video from yesterday, I was basically talking about my store. If you order from my store, what's going on with that. And don't forget to tune in next Saturday, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. We will be launching my September Sparkle bag. I'm so excited about this bag. I think that's good. And there we go. So that's what we've got going on there. Now what I want to do is I did want to end one side with a closed link. Okay? And I might change my mind. We have to figure out length. But I kind of wanted to put a closed link here. No particular reason, just a design aesthetic. But let's see, because it might end up making it too long. We're about to find out. And I'm making, 1.5 millimeter loops. I'm making them really small, so they're tight, but they still dangle freely on my rings here. But that's, I'm having little tight space to work in here. Okay, so that's that. Okay, so now this is what we got. Now, let me put it around my wrist and see where we're at. So I might end up having to take off that link. Okay, he might have to come off because I do need to do one more link right here. He might need to come off, so we shall see in a minute. Okay, so we'll do one last link here, and we'll work again right off the spool. I'll just come in here with my one-step looper, put that wire right inside the jaws there, and then I'm going to go ahead, close, pivot that up a little bit, straighten that out, and remove. And I think we are done with him. And I think we're also done with this wire. I'll just trim a little piece off here. And then we'll feed our beads on here. So, there's really no rule. I could do just maybe 2 of the pink and 1 of the Mediterranean blue. I just wanted to have a lot of this beautiful color to pick up those lava rocks. So we could go like that, or I could go like that. Or we could go like this. I think what I like is I like it like this. I think I like that. It's probably pretty close in size to that one, although it doesn't really matter. Yep, I think we're good there. Okay, and then, oh, we're not done because I needed to finish my loop. My component, I mean. Okay, so again, I'm gonna make sure that my opening of my loop is right on the top there. And put that right next to that bead, but being careful to not crack it. So push that back and open up that looper. And now I think we're done with that guy. And we'll pop these loops open. And again, same thing, making sure my loops are all facing down. So that goes on this way. Yes. And we'll close that loop. And so we're done with the beads. Okay, so now we've got that. Let me see once we put that magnetic clasp on. Yeah, I think I might need to remove that ring, friends. I sure do. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in here and I'm gonna make sure that that loop is very well closed from the one-step looper. Definitely want to make sure that that is perfectly closed. It looks pretty good to me. Straighten it out just a hair. Perfect. Okay, and now I will add one part of my clasp here. So we'll open that up. We'll add that jump ring right on that last link there. Close that up, okay. And that is done. Let's do that last dangle there. So speed that on that head pin. I'll put a little bend in it and do a simple wire wrap loop. Let up and around, move my plier, push that wire to the back. I'll open that up and we'll get that on that little rope closed jump ring there. And let me get that closed. Close that, and then we'll wrap that up. And trim. Okay, so all of our little dangles are done, and I think we're going to remove this. I think we're done with that. Let's remove this one and see. I think that's what we need. I'd rather add jump rings if I need a length than it to be too sloppy. I'm going to close this link up well. Or loop component. Can't clearly talk. Okay, let's see now what we got going on here. Oh, that's so pretty. Oh yeah, perfect. That's perfect. So let's go ahead and get rid of our little scrappy scraps. And I do not think I need any more jump rings. Now, let me just open up this and make sure that I am adding it on the right side, because these are like those Old Faithful type. So it's got to be like that. I'm just going to actually put it on there like that. Just even close this up. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I think that's correct. Looks good to me. I hope you guys enjoyed today's inspiration, a fun link bracelet. Felt like this bag calls for not only a lot of the cording, but also it almost calls for some metal. Some of these bold, bright colors. Sometimes the metal pops the color, I feel. And let's do the try-on test and see what we got going on here. Oh, I love this. I love this. Yep, I do. Very good. See, not too sloppy at all. So there we go, guys. There is my link bracelet out of Hot Days and Neon Nights. By the way, this triple strand bracelet, friends, so beautiful. I love this. That is, I think that's from, these are some Aventrend. This might be from my May bag. It might be from my May bag. It might be. It might be from my May bag, a triple strand. And I don't think I made this one on camera. Or I might have made this in the membership when we're working with triple strand connectors. It's possible that I did that. That's what that is. And those are some beautiful Aventurine gemstones, some rounds, and some bicones with that beautiful peach and my check glass. Oh my God, you guys, because you know what? I'm so ready for fall. Oh my goodness. So there we go, friends. There is my, I believe, fourth project number 4 from Hot Days and Neon Nights. A lovely, bright, gorgeous, I might add, with that Imperial Jasper link bracelet. I hope you guys enjoyed, and until the next one, friends, be blessed.